So how do we deconstruct the Delhi election results? To talk about that, I have with me Shekhar Iyer, senior journalist in the studio. Shekhar, always a pleasure to have you. How should we read the results? What worked for the BJP?
Well, I think the people of Delhi were exasperated with the kind of governance model and the kind of quality of governance of the last few years. And they were looking for a change. Whether it was the Juggi Jhopi clusters or the middle class. Delhi has more than 67% middle class. There was an yearning for change, and increasingly they felt the basic civic issues were getting neglected, and this long standing duel between the Delhi government and the centre and Kejriwal's own approach to issues, and overall I think the corruption charges that came up against Kejriwal himself personally and other Aam Aadmi Party leaders hit their basic USP as a party with a difference, a party that was born in the crucible of anti-corruption movement. I think that hit them hard, whether it was Kejriwal's Sheesh Mahal controversy or controversies relating to the excise policy. I think that hit them hard, because in terms of what gained them USP, that is free electricity, free water and all that, that was no longer an issue this time, because whether it was the Congress party or the BJP, right from Prime Minister, Home Minister, everybody assured some of the good aspects of whatever policies that they will continue, which means these will not be affected. So what was that extra that Kejriwal could do this time? And besides, I think the people felt that in terms of delivery, particularly the promise, expectation and ground delivery, there were huge gaps. And here there is a new BJP. We saw that in the parliamentary elections, Congress and Aam Aadmi went together, but they secured more than 50% votes. Now after that I think BJP struck early, went to the ground, did more micro campaigning as well as the big macro thrust. I think they got it right in terms of campaign issues and in terms of the Prime Minister's vision for Delhi. See, this election is about the Prime Minister's vision for Delhi. And Prime Minister has been saying that, and today also if you see in his speech to BJP workers, where he set out the huge challenges before the new Delhi government, he spoke about Delhi as an NCR region.
Yes.
And with BJP governments in all the neighbouring states, some grand master plan is on the anvil, and some of the promises in their manifestos will start rolling immediately.
We'll talk at length about what the Prime Minister said today in his victory speech. But Shekhar, let's you've listed out what went right for the BJP. Tonight, when Arvind Kejriwal returns home, what would he be thinking? What went wrong for him? Because his party came with a lot of promise. And a lot of people reposed trust in him, given the numbers the last time around, the last time around in Delhi, they were able to secure Punjab. So, they were able to catch the minds of the people at one point in time. So what went wrong with the whole movement and the party and the way they ran Delhi?
Well, Kejriwal may be thinking that I messed it up. I messed it up myself.
Okay.
Because if only after he got a second term, he had concentrated more on the bigger promises that were made, whether it was road, connectivity, or in terms of safe drinking water or sewerage system. And one more thing, Amritpal, in the municipal elections in 2022, it was Kejriwal's campaign that we are not able to deliver because the municipal corporation is not with us. So in 2022, the BJP which was in office was removed and Aam Aadmi Party came.
Right.
But that did not see any qualitative difference in terms of civic governance. The complaints of sanitation issues, water supply issues, sewerage, condition of roads, something that hits everyone. That I think, and all the time he was more busy with his long battles in the court, and then this excise scam. And then the last part was the Sheesh Mahal. At a time when Delhi was reeling under COVID. And the stories that came out, how money was spent, the whole idea was to revamp his 6 Flagstaff Road residence, which is official residence Chief Minister.
It was a force to reckon with.
No, actually, the Congress story is again a story of self-defeat, because right from the beginning, we saw in the run-up to the parliamentary elections, the Delhi Congress leaders, the rank and file, were opposed to any tie with Aam Aadmi Party. They said, look, we have reached this point, this low point, because we helped Aam Aadmi Party form the first government in 2013. AAP won the 2013 elections with 28 seats. And it was Congress Party which gave that majority by supporting it from outside. That did not run, and you saw the whole thing collapse. And then 2015 was election, and Kejriwal got a big opportunity by winning 67 of the 70 seats. His party won. And subsequent to that, the role that they should have played as an alternative or as an opposition, they ceded ground, because they were caught up in this anti-BJPism, that whatever we should do, we should stop BJP from coming to power. That did not help the Congress. So, and again, cut to 2024, when your rank and file was opposed to any truck with Aam Aadmi Party. It was the leadership of Rahul Gandhi which insisted on Delhi Congress that no, we will go in for an alliance with Aam Aadmi Party, and then all the 7 parliamentary seats in Delhi were lost to the BJP. I mean, whether you stand alone or stand together, the BJP showed that they could beat you, both of you. I think that at that time, you remember leaders like Arvind Singh Lovely left the party, and there was huge resentment. And this time, I think finally Rahul Gandhi realized the pressure from the rank and file was we have to go it alone. But even here, Amritpal, it's a very tragic story, I would say, because the rank and file wanted the Congress leadership to do a more spirited campaign. But we saw Rahul Gandhi did the first meeting on January 2014. Until 28, there was no other rally. He was busy in other states. Then it was mentioned he is not well, but he was in Karnataka, he was in Madhya Pradesh.
No, so I want to understand from you.
Ultimately, Congress is whatever pockets of support. And you need to enthuse your cadre and rank and file. That will require the leadership investing time.
So you're saying it's the leadership's commitment to the...
And then, if you have to be alternative, you have to be alternative. And all this talk of, opposing BJP in the alliance and then thinking of future calculations, all that didn't work. Because ultimately what happened? Rahul Gandhi was forced to criticize Kejriwal. And then Kejriwal also hit back. Initially, Kejriwal took Rahul's thing as a token protest. He said, Rahul is speaking all that against me because he wants to revive his party. He dismissed Congress. But then when Rahul Gandhi became more forceful in his criticism of Kejriwal, then the Kejriwal hit back, listing him among whom he called dishonest politicians.
True.
So anti-BJPism itself is no guarantee for Congress revival.
It needs to look inwards and look at, galvanizing its cadres if it really wants to be a relevant force in Indian politics. That's true. Let's look at what the Prime Minister said at the BJP national headquarters after the victory. The numbers were clear that the BJP is forming the government. It's a really, really tall task for the next government, isn't it?
Absolutely. He did not mince words to remind the BJP rank and file, the leadership, the promises that have been made in the BJP manifesto, and how he is dead serious about seeing it is implemented on the ground. Whether it's sewerage system, drinking water, condition of roads, connectivity, or all other issues like housing for the poor, or the health facilities in Delhi. Because I think the Prime Minister has a vision for Delhi. And this time, by emphasizing on that, he has made it very clear that his first business will be to see Delhi is transformed into a real world capital. And I think that's he's serious about it. So whoever becomes Chief Minister has a very clear task cut out. The Prime Minister going to be after him or her, whoever it is. I think that's a message coming here. Also, warning people, warning voters and warning political parties, at large, that this Kejriwal kind of, brand of politics and governance is no governance at all. And at the same time also saying, warning Rahul Gandhi, without taking his name, look, your kind of what he even described as stupid politics, where you are just echoing some of the ideas which the extreme radical left have. You are fighting against the Indian state, things like that. No, these are not the hallmark of a Congress party which claims to have fought for country's independence. Thereby saying, look, one hand you have some kind of a clever politics which is actually zero governance, and the other hand you have a stupid political narrative which is rejected by the people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, if you look at the Prime Minister's speech, he promises that the CAG report will be tabled. He said we'll hold those people who looted the money of the people accountable. He said he attacked the Aam Aadmi Party on corruption, saying, look, these were the people who rose as, the warriors against corruption, but look how they performed. So it looks like that even after victory, the BJP is going to keep the heat on the Aam Aadmi Party when it comes to, because what hit the when it comes to their political strategy, because what hit, as you rightly said, the upmost was the BJP was able to tarnish their image on corruption, and that's where people stepped back.
Well, Amritpal, already Kejriwal is out on bail. The bail in the excise policy case where ED, CBI cases are going on. And in fact, Supreme Court, while granting him bail, they even set conditions that he can't go to CM's office, can't see CM. That is why he stepped aside and made Atishi
the CM.
CM. Now, so those cases are on and they are going to be pursued, they take it to the logical course. Apart from that, the Shishbel thing particularly, the irregularities involved in trying to refurbish, that makes a clear case and which is also under investigation. So there have been allegations about Jal Board purchases, and there are other lot of issues where, there are a number of issues where, number of cases I would say, which involves gross misuse of office. Those will come under investigation, and I think a message will be sent out that you cannot just go on, throwing charges at the Prime Minister, at the central government, at everybody, and then you yourself will not be subject to scrutiny. Like for instance, just a day before the results, they came with a bizarre charge that BJP is out to buy MLAs. Basically, they are candidates. Results have not been declared, and they were quoting 15 crore. I mean, this kind of wild charge, because that's also now they have gone to and much more. The other one, do not forget, he came up with that Haryana government poisoning
this
water being supplied to Delhi for the high level of ammonia, and he even talked of genocide. Now, this, I think the Prime Minister would want a responsible politics, that leaders are made accountable for this kind of bizarre statements and allegations and insinuations without an iota of proof. I think now this is going to be different. So the task is cut out for the New Delhi government, delivery on the ground, delivery in terms of all the promises. And
basically, development and good governance is what because remember, Delhi may not even be a state, but it punches above its weight just because of its sheer visibility.
And also, it's, as Prime Minister described, as a mini India.
Mini India, absolutely, very true. One last question before the $1 million question everybody is asking: who will be the next Chief Minister of Delhi?
Well, there are several names being speculated in the media, but I would expect the Prime Minister to go for a choice, and we have seen such choices in other states. A person who is capable, person who has that administrative acumen and capability, and belongs to a section that also sends out a social message.
Okay.
So don't be surprised if it's a woman chief minister, or if it is somebody who belongs to a scheduled caste or a backward community. And with Bihar elections, I think happening in November, it could be somebody from Purvanchal.
All right, we'll have to wait and see. Shikhar, many thanks for joining us. That's all the time we have for. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.